Here today with us is Whitney Ricci. Welcome back to the show. She's, of course, president of the Ricci Insurance Group, one of our Home Connect TV real estate experts, and she's talking about some changes for homeowner insurance. So tell us more, Whitney.
Yes, over the last year, there were an unprecedented number of insurance companies that went from A-rated to out of business in a matter of months, resulting in hundreds of thousands of Floridians losing their homeowners insurance coverage. There have also been premium rate increases like we have never seen before that citizens on a fixed income simply cannot afford. The governor declared that this qualified as an emergency situation and called everyone back to Tallahassee to try and fix it.
Yes, boy, that can be scary. And what are the reasons for these carriers going out of business and premiums increasing so much?
Well, the reasons given have been a combination of the carriers themselves having difficulty obtaining reinsurance and some bad actors in both the roofing industry and the legal field.
Oh boy. Okay. And so what will this change mean? What is the bottom line?
So the bill that they passed has some provisions in it that are designed to help the homeowner. Specifically, there's a $2 billion amount that has been allocated for reinsurance relief funds that will go to the carriers that have had difficulty obtaining the reinsurance. So that will prevent them from going out of business. But this $2 billion must be passed along to the consumer in premium credits. There's another $150 million that has been set aside for the My Safe Florida Home program, which will provide grants to homeowners for retrofitting their houses to be more resistant to hurricane damage, and there will be discounts for participation in that program. Now, one of the biggest things that I've heard Northeast Florida homeowners excited about is that homeowners insurance carriers will have to accept roofs up to 15 years old and cannot cancel anybody for their homeowners insurance if the roof age is newer than 15 years, in some cases even longer. We've been hearing about some of this, my roof is 7 and I can't get insurance. So that should be good for the homeowner in those cases. There are also a variety of anti-fraud and legal reforms to crack down on some of those bad actors, specifically limiting attorneys' fees and litigation costs and adding a separate roof deductible to de-incentivize frivolous claims and lawsuits.
Okay, very good. You came on the show just in time. Yeah, there's been a lot of neighborhood chatter about all of this, and you're making things seem much easier to understand.
Yeah, it's been a lot. And this roof deductible, this is something that's new. We've always had the higher hurricane deductible, which consumers are used to. This roof deductible is something that they need to make sure that they're aware of so they know what to expect if they were to have a claim. So it's going to be either 2% of the dwelling, which is similar to the hurricane deductible, or 50% of the damage. But it's only going to apply to non-hurricane wind claims. And these are these hail ones that have been what has been kind of blamed for a lot of the problem. The intention behind this is to give the policyholder a little more skin in the game so it's not a free roof.
Very good. And it seems like a lot of compromising has been going on. So when can we expect to see some of the benefits and some lower premiums?
Yeah, that's what everyone wants to know, and I'm glad that we're discussing that. The plan for the initial $2 billion is for the carrier to submit plans by the end of the month, and as soon as is administratively possible to pass that savings along to the consumers. But we have been told that a good rule of thumb for any type of legislative reform is going to be about 18 to 24 months before we see the real benefits.
All right, Whitney, thanks so much for being on our show. So helpful as always. Okay, and hey, make sure.
Thank you.
Yes, make sure to watch Home Connect TV now on 7 days a week with hundreds of homes for sale across the First Coast.